Have you checked out the new online store from the PFC Entertainment Network? If you haven't, you're missing out on all the latest and greatest merchandise featuring the logos and the designs of all your favorite shows under the PFC umbrella. Whether you're looking for t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glassware, AirPods, and a whole new summer lineup with beach towels, flip-flops, and everything that you need for a day at the beach. So check out the new online store of the PFC Network. Just go to pfcstore.printify.me, the official online store of the PFC Entertainment Network. You're listening to the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network. The views and opinions expressed on this episode are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or philosophies of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible. This show has also been rated M for mature audiences only. This is Creepy Soup on the PFC Entertainment Network.
That far in now.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Peachy.
Yeah. I know
I'm
it's been a
grateful
long...
for therapy sessions.
Yes. It is late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning for us. Yeah, we are now on the 11th. We've both had a tremendously long week for being Wednesday. Yeah, it's been not fun.
Is Mercury in retrograde again?
You know what? I have said that. I can't tell you how many times. But I don't think it goes again until August or September. Let me fucking look that up. Because it feels like it's now.
Yeah, no kidding. Something's kicking my butt.
The 5th through the 28th of August. So no, right now we are not in Mercury retrograde. But it feels like it. I think, you know what? I hope this isn't,
A precursor?
of what's to come. Because if that's the case, I am hibernating in August.
I'm gonna have to find a different job.
I will hibernate. Because fuck this.
If this is a precursor to what it's gonna be, yeah, I definitely need a different job. I won't make it. After this week, no.
Yeah. I will say, work for me has been going pretty decent. I think the worst part is I have, and I think we talked about this before, I like bone spurs in my foot, and it hurts like a motherfucker. So we've also talked about how we both do a tremendous amount of walking. And by the time I'm walking out to my car, I just want to cut that motherfucker off.
Yeah, that sucks.
But should we talk about feet? A foot.
A foot.
Okay. So,
Damn, did he do a number?
yes, as we discussed last week, my husband went, I don't know if it's technically up north, but he was out of town doing the whole camping thing. And I have mentioned this. I don't know if I said it to you, but I've mentioned it many times. He always comes home sick, hurt, or extremely sunburnt. This time, it was hurt. He got home Saturday, and he was like, "I'm gonna get cleaned up, and I'm going to the emergency room." And I'm like, "Oh fuck." So we get there, and his foot is it's bruised. At the time, I thought it was horribly bruised until I saw it today. Apparently the property he's on is like uneven, and they were playing cornhole, and he was walking apparently to go pick up his little bags, and he had a headlamp on.
So they were playing in the dark.
Yes. So he has his headlamp on, but he's looking forward and not down. And he stepped in a hole. His foot went one way. He went the other way. So he initially had a splint, like a half cast or whatever it is. And so, of course, being the good wife that I am, I get on Walmart Plus and I order him one of them little scooters that you put your knee on, and then he jokingly said, "I need a horn." Say less. Because guess what I got him the next day? It wasn't a horn, but it was one of them bells that you like pull the lever and it goes ding, 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 and it lights up. Really cool colors. Yeah. But he went today. Now, we were told initially on Saturday he had a fracture in the bone in the top of his foot, and that he broke the 3 middle toes. The ortho today told him that the top of his foot is pretty much shattered. So, and he's in a walking boot now.
Oof.
Yeah.
And he went 3 days from when he hurt himself to when he got home.
Yep. Thursday to Saturday, yeah.
That's insane to me.
And Roy, he likes to have the dishes done and all this stuff when I get home from work, and he can't do that right now. So, yeah, it's been a lot of, well, I don't like to feel useless. Right now, you have to. If you didn't want to feel useless, you shouldn't have broke your foot.
Yep. Shouldn't have been playing cornhole in the dark.
Yep. Or at least put the lamp on the ground before you...
Put some tikis out. Something.
Right. Some sort of light.
Yep. Throw one of the little crack glow sticks in the hole so nobody steps in the hole.
Yeah. That would have been great.
That's a tip for next year. Okay?
Yeah. I told him, you ain't going next year unless you got bubble wrap. And when I told Judy what was going on, she said the same thing. He's not going again without bubble wrap.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so he's pretty miserable, which in turn it's making me kind of miserable. And now because he can't drive, because of course it's his driving foot.
Of course.
So he can't drive right now. So now I've got all the extra running that I got to do before work and things like that. So, yeah.
My cat is spazzing out at the door. If you'll excuse me a moment while I let her in, otherwise she will continue to spaz out at the door.
Well, don't let her spaz. Go stop the spaz.
Yeah.
We can't have spazzy cats.
Come on, Goomba.
So do you have anything exciting coming up?
Not yet. It is confirmed I'll be going to day shift, though not sure when.
Okay.
So, yeah, that'll be fun.
I will say it's very weird. I like it though to have that much light behind you because normally it's so dark. I
It
like
was a
it.
test, and I was like, ooh, I like that today.
Yeah, I like it.
Ma'am, you're not allowed to use claws. Put the claws away.
She says no. So I do have to show you something cool. I remember we talked about I placed an order a couple
Mm-hmm.
weeks ago now, and I had ordered something for Roy, and he actually wore it to the doctor's office today.
Oh, did you? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yes, the creepy soup hats.
I already told the grandkids you're getting one for Christmas. I said you're all getting one.
Nice.
I want one. They do have them in other colors. I want to say it's like stone, charcoal gray, pink, which I'm not a pink person, but it is really cute with the pink and purple. So that might be the one I get. But I really, really like it. And I like how like we're up top and the PFC logo is down here. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I still haven't dipped into the coffee yet, but I'm almost done with the bag that's currently open.
Okay, so soon we'll get the review for that.
Yes, I can't wait. In fact, everyone has said I want an iced coffee when you do it, because I got the machine that does. Speaking of iced coffee, squirrel.
Yes.
Okay, so I've been seeing like on TikTok
The whipped
where,
coffee.
huh?
The whipped coffee.
No, I've tried that. It's fucking disgusting. It's
Mm-hmm.
so gross. In the videos I see on TikTok, they use espresso. Well, I don't have espresso, and I don't have one of them fancy espresso machines or anything like that. But what I will do is I'll make, I'll put that much water in, put a whole lot of coffee, so it's strong. And then, like on my machine, I can hit power on, hit the on-off button, and then I have a choice of hot coffee or over ice. So I hit the over ice, and then I get that much, but I have a lot of water, and then I add
Ooh.
and a little bit of my homemade creamer, and it is fucking phenomenal.
Okay. Nice. That sounds delicious.
It's very good. My two favorite things to drink: Dr. Pepper and coffee. What's not to love?
Nice. It sounds like it would be really good.
Yeah, it's very good. I was a little scared, but very happy with the results. So,
Okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to ask you a question.
hot.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Okay, I know where you're going now. I know where you're going.
So, let me know in the comments, do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. The one who lives on Drury Lane? Which I need to confirm. In my research, I found out it is Drury. Drury. Just to clarify. Because I know for the longest time, I thought it was one word, then I thought it was another word, and then I thought it was another word. Drury. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is one I actually did know. But
Oh, okay.
it's because, look, I'm a grammar Nazi. I can't lie about it. I am. I will piss my daughter off so bad. She'll leave a note on the dry erase board on the fridge and used the wrong your.
There's
And
a
I will,
reason we pull.
and I will correct it. There, there was one time her and I were in a texting argument. This was probably a good 3-4 years ago. We were in this texting argument, and she sends me, I love you, Judy, but she's so good at sending these long ass fucking paragraphs that I'm not gonna lie, I skim it, but I always look at which your she's using, and then even when we're in a fight, I will correct it. I don't give a fuck, and then she'll say something else and then use the your that I suggested or corrected, and it's wrong again. So then I correct it. Sorry, Judy.
Yeah, we'll stick to polo. Sorry, cat's being crazy. She wants my attention. So, back to the Muffin Man. I got this from the LondonDarkTourist.com. They had a lot of sources that I did double check everything, yada yada. It is in the historic murders and crimes section. Although, I'm not just going to tell you the story of the Muffin Man. I'm going to go a little deeper. Because, you know what? We were driving, and my son goes, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" I was like, "I do know the Muffin Man." And he's like, "Did you know it was real?" And I actually had to stop and think for a second. Like, yeah, I've heard it's real, but I don't know it's real. So it led me down a little rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've been down this rabbit hole probably a couple years ago because I seen a TikTok and I'm like, what? So I went down a rabbit hole, and then I'm not gonna say anymore, but because I'll let you do your thing.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the little history behind nursery rhymes. This particular one is a childhood memory, or melody, sorry, with dark undertones.
Aren't they all?
Not all, but certainly a lot from like England, Great Britain, from like 13 to 1800s, I would say. Maybe even after the 1800s. It
Yeah,
continues.
yeah. They, again, not to derail, but there was a lady when I first started watching TikTok. It would be like her and her, and the innocent her would come in singing one of these nursery rhymes, and then the fucking bitch her would be like,
Yep.
"Do you want to know what that means?"
I know that one. I used to watch that one too.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying. So yeah, there really isn't a whole lot of that's known about the origins, and other than that it was like inspired by, a baker. Or was it something more sinister? So the song originates in the 19th century, but it doesn't. It is in England. It was first documented in 1820, though it likely started before that. The muffins that they're talking about in the song is not like our version of muffins, like blueberry and cranberry and all that kind of stuff, the good ones.
yeah.
Theirs is, it's not really a sweet cake. It's like an English muffin, for lack of a better example, but it's dry, more like a bread, you know.
I love English muffins. Sorry.
You know what? You wouldn't like it, but tuna with cheese or tomato and cheese. baked is delicious.
Oh, yeah. When I worked at oven baked sub place,
Hmm.
I would have the tuna one a lot.
Oh, you do it. Oh, it's Roy that doesn't like the tuna, right?
Roy hates tuna.
Okay, there we go. I knew one of you.
No, I love it.
Okay, so you would like this then. Okay, so yeah, the area that was called Drury Lane is now called the Covent Garden, Covent. At the time, though, it was a notorious slum, like the poorest of the poor. It was a nearby Seven Dials area, which contained the most decrepit and putrid slums in all of the city. And Drury Lane ran right through the center of it.
Lovely.
Yep. So, not a good area. The Muffin Men themselves were actually baker's vendors. And so you would have the baker who would load up one of his vendors and send them out to go peddle the wares. And it was kind of perfect to sell on Drury Lane because this is where the working class was. This is where the people didn't have refrigeration, they didn't have kitchens, things like that. So being able to grab a quick bite to eat on the go was perfect. Um, the vendors actually played a crucial role in the city's culture because, if they didn't have all of these things, it kind of became fast food meets taco truck.
Mm-hmm.
If that, so it's kind of interesting how that has evolved. Um, so, okay. Is there a gruesome reality to it? The muffin story goes that Frederick Thomas Linwood was a baker on Drury Lane in the 16th century London. Linwood, however, was not a happy baker. Like, he didn't stand out on his, shop steps and hand out, goodies to kids and stuff like that.
He didn't love his job.
No, he didn't. He was a grumpy ass baker. Which, if you don't love your job, why the fuck open a bakery?
Right.
If you don't like it, why would you open a business to do that?
Right.
So, whatever. But yeah, he was allegedly a gruesome serial killer. He was dubbed the Drury Lane Dicer, which I hadn't heard that term before. He had decided to wipe out his competition, supposedly murdering 7 other bakers in the area to boost his own business. But that's not the worst of it, because he also allegedly lured children to their deaths with delicious muffins tied to a string that would be tugged along the pavement.
What a
It is.
dick.
I know. It is said that 15 children in total were to have been unalived at his hand, which he had used a sharpened wooden spoon to do the deed. This cat, I swear. 1 second, she can't make up her mind.
Cats are little furry menaces.
I can't tell you how many times that furry little turd walked on my computer while I was trying to do research. Like, ma'am, get off. So yeah, she's been a pain in the butt through this whole process for this one. But,
Excuse me.
so I mean, 7 adults, 7 bakers, 15 children.
Oh,
That's a lot of people to just poof, or to just, randomly show up unalived. I would think that that would take some kind of notice, but at the time, they didn't have police. They didn't really have a system in place,
right.
for things like this. So we're going to dive a little deeper into nursery rhymes themselves. You can kind of think of them as like trending songs for the time. They didn't have social media, they didn't have radios, yada yada. So another thing they didn't have, literacy. What's the best way to convey your story to anyone around you?
So,
You tell
nursery
them.
rhymes.
You make up a song, something easy, catchy. And it spread like wildfire. Um, the nursery rhymes itself, though, they serve several purposes. One is it's an oral tradition. In a time before widespread literacy, it was the oral spreading of language, customs, and stories. It was also able to spread political satire and coded messages. Some rhymes were used to comment on political and social issues of the time, which were often encoded to avoid censorship or persecution in a time when the government could easily free you for treason without having any proof. So it was important to keep things encoded. It also helped with the social commentary. Many rhymes include subtle social commentary reflecting the attitudes and concerns and challenges of the era in which they're created. So, thought that was kind of interesting. And when you think about it, it makes sense. Because you have so many other ones, which, ironically, I thought I wrote some down. I mean, we all know them. I've got them wrote down here somewhere. Hold on. We'll get to them. So, why would a serial killer be memorialized in a nursery rhyme? It's possible it was a warning for children to be wary, in their daily lives. It's also possible that it was, in fact, a real person, and that the song is just used as a warning to stay away from him. In a time before the formal police force, it's entirely possible that the coded nursery rhyme spread amongst Drury Lane as a warning. However, it's speculation. What is known for sure about Frederick Thomas Linwood is, well, nothing. There's no records of him ever existing. So, yeah. According to the White Hart, which is one of the oldest pubs in London, and on Drury Lane itself, the Linwood crimes occurred between 1589 and 1598. So if the nursery rhyme is about a serial killer, why would we have no record of the song until the 1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. There are records of nursery rhymes before that, even very dark ones. Here's where they are. I knew I wrote some down. Ring Around the Rosie,
Oh,
right?
that one's scary.
Yeah. It was apparently also called Ring a Roses. I'd never heard that before.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that was interesting. Which that one is apparently about the Black Death of the 1600s. London Bridge is falling down. That one is about the invasion of London in the 11th century. So they're there.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't this one coincide with the time? Why would it show up 2 centuries later?
Right. Yeah.
But Linwood's legend is persistent. According to some stories, he was never caught by police and met his end in 1612 by choking on a dumpling, which is adding an ironic twist to a sinister legacy. Like, okay, dude's just gonna randomly choke to death. Sure. And of all things, a dumpling.
It would have been more ironic if it was a muffin,
Right? I
but
mean,
not like the
geez.
English muffin, our good muffins.
Right? Like a good sweet blueberry muffin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, a blueberry muffin sounds so good right now.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what I've found out this week. I'll let you enjoy your sweets. So present findings from Snoops and other sources debunk the story of Frederick Thomas Linwood as the muffin-wielding murderer. And because we don't have any records of his existence, we'll never know if the story is made up or fake. But serial killer legends are all too real in London's history, as evident in the long line of serial killer that have terrorized the capital, like Jack the Ripper, who's the most infamous, and many have not been immortalized in a nursery rhyme, but often served as parents' reprimand. If you don't behave, Jack will be getting you. It's possible that the Muffin Man song was a sinister threat. It seems that if it were a true story, the rhyme and its origins would have been documented around the time of the alleged incidents, not 2 decades later, like I already said.
Centuries.
I got 200 years wrote down. Oh, I was tired.
Words are hard.
Right?
So is time and math.
This week, everything is hard.
Yeah, it definitely feels like retrograde. Maybe something's in retrograde, but it fucking feels like it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, 100%. But in terms of the Muffin Man, I'm going to say it's fake.
That is the same conclusion I came to. That's why I said, I'm going to let you tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you can make up your own opinion on whether or not it's real, but to me, the evidence isn't there suggesting it to be real.
Right.
So, like, if there was at least a shred, to say, hey, this guy was alive at this time, just that, or even
Right.
like something showing that there was missing people or murdered children, something along that lines to
Right.
indicate something happened at that time. But there's nothing.
Nothing.
So,
I think it's a bunch of poop.
yep. But it was a fun little thing to dive into.
It is. Because I remember the first time I heard about it, and I don't remember who it was that talked about it, and I was like, oh, I got to check this shit out. So, actually, I want to say it was right around the time I got my laptop. And I searched it on the laptop and I'm reading it, and then I see most likely fake. And I'm like, well, fuck, that was cool, but not now.
Right.
Fucking ruined it.
That's all right, though. It's still fun.
And I want to say the lady that did the, like, explanations of the nursery rhymes. It's like Mackenzie Bierman or something like that.
Some kind of odd name.
Yeah,
Names are hard.
names are hard.
But yeah, the history of the nursery rhymes is interesting.
Barman. Sorry.
Barman.
But she's fun because like the innocent me at the end of these explanations, she's crying. They're fun. But yeah, I mean, I had heard like that a lot of nursery rhymes were dark in nature. And then listening to her describe them, you're like, oh my God, and little kids sang these. Like Rockabye Baby. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but it's not great.
Yep, I did Ring Around the Rosie and London Bridge and all of that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. It's like, dang, that's morbid.
Really. Yeah, a lot of them are just so, and you feel bad for teaching them to your kids. Once you know what they're about, you're like, oh my God, I made my baby sing that.
So,
And the fact we learned them in school. Well, I mean,
I did. That's where I learned mine. I learned them at school.
a lot of them, like my mom, but then you learn some in school, like kindergarten, stuff like that, and you're like, oh my God. No wonder so many of us have this true crime obsession.
That explains it all. We were taught them at a young age.
Yeah. I mean, it
And you
makes
know
sense.
what? And it was us girls making games out of those dang songs.
Yep.
And that explains so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Click.
Yeah.
Pipe bomb. I'm gonna have to mention that in the group. Be like, we came upon an epiphany today.
Yeah. That's why we're all so true crime obsessed, because we were singing about them as children.
Yep. It's a damn nursery rhyme. They caught us.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting there jumping rope and skipping and everything else, singing about these true crimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. See, that just goes to show we cannot be blamed for our obsessions.
True. They were already ingrained.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I've got a thought in my head, and I'm not gonna say it.
Do it.
I don't. No. I don't want to get us censored.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not. Nope. Those are the thoughts that stay in the head.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be nice if, like that to me, the Muffin Man has been disproven. It would be nice if some of the other ones would be just, maybe to make us feel a little better. I don't know.
Maybe you can find one. Challenge. Which gauntlet thrown.
We'll see. I mean, is it supposed to be one that I can disprove?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not promising shit though.
Fair.
Just not gonna. Yeah.
Understandable.
Is there ever a story that you heard as a child that just scared the absolute fuck out of you?
No.
Why am I not surprised?
I was that kid that went off with the creepy adult to go ice skating with my brothers. We did the shit we weren't supposed to do. We were left unattended.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
We did the shit. We didn't care.
I have cracks in my phone. Son of a whore.
I dropped mine on my foot yesterday. My phone case has 3 little lines in the corners for the like added corner protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw every one of those fucking lines on my foot. Oh, it landed so hard.
So when I was younger, did you guys do like the Riff program?
Explain.
Okay, it was reading is fundamental is what it stood for. And I want to say it was twice a year they would come in and set up books.
We had
And
Scholastic book fairs.
we had those too, but this is where you could come in and they would put a sticker in your book and you could write your name in it. And actually it's funny because I'm even bringing this up because my niece posted a Riff sticker. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. A friend of hers was murdered. Actually, a friend of Judy's too, from when they were younger. And she had posted it because they both wrote their names in it and it was Friends Forever. But books, all kinds of books. And you could pick one out and it was yours to keep for free. And I used to like it if I missed the first Riff Day of the year, the second Riff Day, I got 2 books. Which, for a nerd, like, I love to read. So for me, that was better than fucking Christmas.
I totally know what you mean because when I was that age, yes, I was totally a book nerd. I got in trouble in 4th grade for reading It walking down the hallway because I almost ran into the divider post in a doorway.
So, one of the books my brother had gotten was called, and I believe I bought it on Kindle, and I would read the stories to my grandkids because they like creepy shit. It was like a collection of short stories that were spooky, and it was called The Thing at the Foot of the Bed.
Is that like where the sidewalk ends?
No. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you know where the sidewalk ends is?
No.
It's a collection of poems and little stories that are creepy, accompanied by like weird stick figure drawings. Like they're typically non-colored. There might be like a splash of watercolor on one or two. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm
my
gonna look this
husband
up
has these books.
now.
Like they're saved.
Yeah, I know I have it because I did download it for the kids to read it to them because I was like, I liked this when I was a kid. Well, my brother left his laying around and someone took it. Where is that? Damn, how long ago did I buy it? Shit. Oh, nope, not that one. Hang on, let me see if I can show you like the cover.
Okay, yeah, it's
Like,
very similar. Look up where the sidewalk ends.
there's one that, well, there's like I've read all of them, like numerous times. I can't tell you how many times I read the book, and I was like, we'll do one story a night. Well, one, because they're very, very short reads.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 2 or 3 a night that I was reading the kids. But there's one about the golden arm, and it was about this husband and wife, and the wife had like a fake arm that was gold, and she died, and she was buried with it, and he was greedy, so he dug her up for the arm. Like, I'm reading this as a child. And then as he's walking home with the arm under his coat, like someone's saying, "Where's my golden arm?"
Look up my stories.
Let's see. But yeah, that was where the nope, not crawdads.
But yeah, I did those and
Okay,
all the
yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yep, I see it. Now, see, Goosebumps was a little after my time. I mean, I probably could have read them still, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was into like the first Goosebumps.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember when I was reading them, they were like books like 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, the series I got into, and I probably found it when I was right around the 6th grade, and then just I read them all up into a certain point. The Sweet Valley High books.
okay. I think 6th grade was around when I found the Goosebumps books.
And if I had a good report card, I think it was for every B I got a regular edition. And if I got like A's, I could get like a super edition or the holiday editions. And I can remember the one year I got 5 books. 5. See, I did this, but because numbers are hard. But I got 5 books. Me and my mom got home like probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I go upstairs because I have books. I came downstairs at night. I'm sitting down and I'm like, I'm bored. My mom's like, go read a book. I'm like, I read them all. She was so pissed that I read all 5 books, and 2 of them were super editions.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was a nerd.
I like to take all the stuff off my hangers in my closet and I would put them on the floor, create a nice little nest, and then I would close myself in the closet with my lamp and I would sit in my closet and read.
Okay. My closet was too messy. I'd never be able to do that. I didn't have any organizational skills at that age. I'm sorry.
I didn't either. It was all on the floor.
But see, my bedroom was small, so it
Same.
wouldn't all. It would, yeah. I would just dirty clothes, throw it in the closet.
Yep, then I just sat on them.
I couldn't fit in my closet. I mean, I could have fit in my closet, but with all my shit. And I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I was, maybe still am, a fucking pack rat.
I didn't have much.
You know, I didn't have a lot, but I found a lot. I would save the dumbest shit. And Jenny, when I say the dumbest shit, when I was younger, Pepsi or Coke came in glass bottles. And if you bought a multi-pack, it came in like a cardboard carrying case with a handle. My mom didn't buy pop. How I ended up with several of those in my closet, I'll never fucking know. My mom didn't buy pop.
See, I would have saved the bottles so that I could then put candles on them.
Yeah, no, mom.
'Cause at that
I
time, I
couldn't
was
save the
very into
bottles
candle
because
magic.
my mom didn't buy the pop. I have to this day. I don't know where I got those. I don't fucking know. And anything that was miniature. So, and maybe I've told this before, but like a paint roller, they're what, like that big? I found one that was this big, and because it was mini, it was mine. I didn't realize my mom needed it. That wasn't my problem. It was mini, and I wanted it. So anything that was like miniature, yeah.
That's funny.
Dollhouse furniture was the best shit on the planet.
Okay.
So many fucking problems. It has made me the mental case I am today.
Well, it's okay, because that's why we love you.
Yes, I am very mental. So yeah, do you have anything exciting coming up?
Nope.
I mean, in about a month. Well, Sweet Pickle just turned 1. That was fun. But of course, so funny thing about Saturday while sitting in the ER with Roy, that was Sweet Pickle's birthday party. So I missed it, and they did video chat me when they were singing Happy Birthday to her. So
Oh,
I did at least get to see that and see her dig into her little cake. So I got to see that, but I wasn't
that was,
there. And she loved her little chair
yeah.
lounge thing. She sleeps with it. She sleeps on it. It's
Oh, nice.
because she likes her pack and play.
Hmm.
So that's in her pack and play, and
Hmm.
that's yeah, she loves it.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey, Nana. Yeah, I think about the only thing I have coming up, and we were very scared of whether or not we were even going to be able to go because of Roy's foot. We got that concert coming up.
Mm.
In fact, we'll be in Kelly's neck of the woods.
Ooh, okay.
Bush, Jerry Cantrell, and Candlebox.
Okay.
I'm not excited. I mean, I'm going for Roy. He wanted me to go. I like all the bands, but it wouldn't have been my choice.
I understand.
You know, he did 5 years ago now go see Gary Allen with me, so I kind of owe him this.
Yeah. See, like, I like those bands, but it's not what I would pick.
Yeah, and they were pricey.
I
It's
want to see Disturbed
if
and Bad Omens.
I could pick the song list, I would definitely go see Disturbed
I
because
don't even care about the song list.
huh?
I don't even care about the song list.
They're remakes. I do not like their remakes.
Oh, yeah. I agree
don't.
there.
I know everybody loves Sound of Silence. First of all, I'm not a fan of the original song. Sorry.
Okay, Sound of Silence, I do love. However, the other ones that they did at the same time that they redid that one, not a fan.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, I fell in love with David Draymond's voice years before he did Sound of Silence. So when he did that one and you can actually hear the tonation of his voice, I was like, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do also love his voice, but his son has a very weird name. I think we talked about this before.
I don't think we did.
It's like something bear. It's
I don't remember.
and see, it's funny because like one of the things Samuel Bear Isamu Draymond is his son's name. But like when people talk about their dream duet, mine was always Gary Allan and David Draymond. I think they would be amazing together.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Adele. Adele and David Draymond.
yeah, I think that would be very, very good. That would, yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because I call Sweet Pickle Adela because she'll like sing just loud songs. So I say, sing it, Adela.
Cute.
But yeah, I agree. I do. Oh, he's single. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he's divorced.
Bummer.
But yeah, I, I mean, I'm excited for the concert because I know Roy's super excited. But now that he's got the boot, it should be better. He should be used to it by then because it's like August 16th.
Yeah, you got a few weeks.
And I did later after, like months after I bought the tickets, because I bought these tickets like way back in February.
I remember.
Quite a while. I want to say it was back in May. I got an email from the venue saying they had parking passes.
Oh, cool.
So you can. So I was like, you know what? I'll spend the $40 and buy the parking pass.
There you go.
That way, Roy don't have to walk 100 miles to and from.
Smart woman.
I don't know who's driving yet. I know they say it's me, but it's not going to be me. Nope. Mm-mm. Roy can't because he has a boot.
And to be fair, you'll probably have to help take care of him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
guess we know who's driving.
Not I. Not it. I see that one a lot when it's who's changing Sweet Pickle. Not it. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is, and it's fine. So, I
Fine.
guess on that note,
Yep. We'll see you next time.
well, send in your stories. I've got email, but I haven't checked the email, so I'm hoping. I got a feeling it's TikTok email. Send in your stories, creepysoupodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok at
Creepy
creepy.soup.
dogs.
Our Facebook page. Check out the merch at pfcstore.printify.me. Follow the PFC network. That's everything, right?
I think so. See you next time.